Hi friends, let's take a look at today's assignment. Now, before you look at this worksheet and get nervous thinking this is a lot of work, I want you to notice that the first two sections are pretty simple. And I'm not going to require you to do each problem in this section. So even though this week I am assigning a practice sheet every day, I won't be requiring you to do the whole sheet every day. For the first section, you only have to do problems 1, 2, and 3. For the second section, you only have to do problems 10, 11, and 12. I would like you to answer question number 19. You do not have to answer question 21, so we can cross that out, and I do want you to answer question 20. So that makes it a little bit of a shorter assignment. Okay, let's wrap things up by looking at number 20. Steve wanted to equally divide 2 sticks of butter among 3 bowls. Which fraction represents the amount of butter in each bowl? I would suggest drawing a picture or a tape diagram to help you figure this out, but I'm going to let you do this one on your own. Remember that it's always a good idea to look at your answer choices and eliminate ones that don't make sense first. So for example, I think we can eliminate choice A, because if we look at 5 divided by 2, that doesn't really match the context of our problem. We don't have 5 sticks of butter, we have 2 sticks of butter. We don't have 5 bowls, we have 3 bowls. So I think choice A we can eliminate easily. Looks like we can also eliminate choice D. If we rewrite that as a division expression, 3 divided by 6, that one also doesn't seem to match the context of our problem. So we're pretty much choosing between B and C. Remember, we're dividing or sharing 2 sticks of butter between 3 bowls. So you need to ask yourself if your quotient or your answer will be more than 1 whole or less than 1 whole. If we share 2 sticks of butter among 3 bowls, will each bowl get to have its own stick of butter, or will each bowl get less than 1 whole stick of butter? Okay, now remember, for this worksheet, I have reduced the problem numbers that you need to complete. So don't make extra work for yourself. Let's take a look at question number 1. The instructions tell us to write a division expression for each fraction. Let's talk about what they mean when they say write an expression. A division expression includes the dividend and the divisor, but no quotient is required. So a division expression will just be some number divided by some number with no answer required. Number 1 gives us the fraction 2/9 to work with. We've talked before about how the fraction bar is the same thing as a division sign. So for this fraction, we can rewrite it as a division expression like this. 2 divided into 9 equal pieces, and then we would go ahead and solve for the quotient if that were required. Here's what that would look like if we made a visual model of it. We're going to need 2 wholes, and we're going to divide those 2 wholes into 9 equal pieces. So that's what that would look like with a visual model. We have our 2 wholes, and each one has been divided into 2 equal pieces. For number 2, we're going to take the fraction 1/7 and convert it into a division expression. So we'll have 1 whole divided into 7 equal pieces. If we wanted to show that with a visual representation, we would just show our 1 whole, and then we would go ahead and divide it into 7 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Now let's look at number 3. You're going to take the fraction 7/10 and show that as a division expression. So you guys do that one on your own. Now let's look at questions 10, 11, and 12. Here they ask us to rewrite the division expression as a fraction. So for number 10, where it says 3 divided by 8, we would rewrite that as 3 divided by 8. For number 11, we have 3 divided by 16. So we could rewrite that as 3 divided by 16. Now let's look at number 12. I want you to rewrite 6 divided by 11 as a fraction. So you have to figure out which number will go on the top as the numerator and which number will go on the bottom as the denominator. Let's take a minute and talk about vocabulary. We're going to be learning more about what we call rational numbers. I want everybody to take out their math notebook and copy down this term, rational numbers. Okay, so a rational number is any number that can be expressed as the quotient or the answer of two integers. Let's copy that down. So a rational number is any number that can be shown as the quotient of two integers. And if you need a refresher about what an integer is any number, either positive or negative, that is not a decimal or a fraction. So prior to this, when we talk about whole numbers, we have meant any number that's not a decimal or fraction, a whole number, like 2 or 10 or 100. Those are whole numbers. Now, moving forward, we're going to start referring to, instead of whole numbers, we'll talk about integers. And the only difference between an integer and a whole number is that an integer can refer to either a positive or a negative number. Think of negative numbers like this. If it gets really, really cold outside and you look at the thermometer and it says it's -3 degrees, that's a negative number. If you overdraw your bank account and you have a negative balance and you see like negative 50 cents on your bank statement, that's a negative number. So moving forward, as almost middle schoolers, instead of talking about whole numbers, we'll talk about integers. Any number, positive or negative, that is not a decimal or a fraction. Okay, so back to rational numbers. All of the fractions that we've been writing are rational numbers. They are numbers that can be shown as the quotient of two integers. So 3/8 is a rational number. 3/16 is a rational number. Now, interestingly, we could also say that a number like 3 is a rational number because we could show 3 as the quotient of two integers like this. 3 divided by 1 equals 3. So whole numbers are also rational numbers. But most of the time, when you see the term rational number in the 5th grade, we're talking about a fraction or a decimal, meaning the quotient that you get when you divide two integers.